It's Rylan here with Sena, and this is a full tutorial as well as everything you need to know about the 60S. In this video, we will go over all of its features, an unboxing, how to install it, a layout of the unit, how to use it, as well as its faceplates. So let's get into it. The 60S is jam-packed with all new features, including the all-new innovative Wave Intercom, which we'll get into in another video, Mesh 3.0, an IPX7 waterproof rating, which means it can withstand up to 30 minutes under 3 foot of water, second-generation Harman Kardon speakers, which will have a more dynamic and rich sound inside your helmet. It has interchangeable front faceplates as well as a customizable dynamic LED light so that you can customize the unit to your needs. It has a front flashlight, so you have a hands-free flashlight, as well as it has a magnetic mounting base, so you're able to snap it on and go. On top of that, there's the AI-based noise cancellation. So when you're riding on those windy roads, it's going to seek out that sound and cancel it even better than before. Now let's unbox the unit and see everything that comes with it. First, of course, you get the 60S, as well as you get 4 different colored faceplates. You have a helmet mount with a clamp. This one has a wired boom mic, which is perfect for open face helmets. You have the universal helmet clamp, which is good for any mic that you want to choose, so a wired mic or a wired boom mic. And these are great if you want 2 different helmet setups. And you have a mount that adheres to the side of the helmet as well as the tape on the side. So you have 3 different clamp options that are great if you have more than one helmet and you want to swap between units. It comes with magnetic covers. These are going to keep your port protected when you're not using it. So you have the boom mic fixed to the clamp. You have the wired boom mic. This is ideal if you need it out a little bit more. It's a little bit longer than the regular boom. And then you also have the wired mic. With these units, you get a hook and loop fastener for the wired mic as well as a holder to hold it in place. You have a hook and loop fastener for the boom mic. And then you also come with these speaker pads. These, if you would like the sound a little bit closer to your ears, these are going to push the speakers out so you can hear a little bit louder in the sound. As well as the speakers come with their own hook and loops to attach to the inside of the helmet. You come with 4 mic sponges. You come with 2 sets of Harman Kardon speakers, which is great for 2 different helmets. So you have one that comes with 2 speakers without a microphone jack. This is going to be for that boom mic clamp. And then you have one with the microphone jack for the universal clamp. If you'd like to use your own headphones, it also comes with a 3.5mm headphone jack. This is if you want to use your own headphones while riding. You also get your USB-C charger. Now that we know everything that comes with the unit in the box, let's meet up with Alex so that he can show you how to install it on a helmet.
All right guys, so before we get started, make sure you go ahead and get yourself a helmet donut. It really helps to prevent you from scratching your expensive helmet. So the first thing we're gonna do is go ahead and remove the cheek pads and the inner liner. It just makes the process so much easier when you're figuring out how to tuck away your wires and all that good stuff. So I go ahead and pull that out, and I pull that right through the front, as you can see right there. So you have 2 options for helmet clamps. As you can see, this has the fixed boom mic, and this one does not. We're gonna be using this one because we're gonna be using a full face helmet and a wired mic, so let's get into it. All right guys, so the next thing we're gonna do is go ahead and install the helmet clamp on the helmet. So when you're installing it, it's gonna be a little bit tough because you actually have the rubber of the helmet and the rubber of the clamp. So just finesse it and it'll go in smoothly. All right guys, so the next thing we're gonna do is go ahead and put in our Harman Kardon speakers. One thing to keep in mind is make sure you pick the right one because you do get 2 in the box. Make sure it has this red little tag right here. This is for the wired mic that we're gonna be using for the full face helmet. Another thing you wanna keep in mind, this product is waterproof. There is a little gasket right here, make sure it's there. So when you clip the harness onto the helmet clamp, there's gonna be 2 processes. You clip it on, and then this little guy right here has a safety. So you're gonna go ahead and install it, and you're gonna go ahead and push it in. You'll hear it snap, and you're good to go. So the next thing we're gonna do is go ahead and hook up our wired mic to our harness. As you can see, there's little arrows. You have a male arrow and a female arrow. Go ahead and line those up, and then you'll push them together, and you'll hear it click. Okay, so the next thing you wanna do is get your hook and loop fastener, and go ahead and install it. So we're gonna do the same thing on the left side of the helmet. Go ahead and install your hook and loop fastener. So at this point, we have the speakers, as you can see, hooked up to our harness. And if you notice, the speaker wires have 2 different lengths. You have a short one and a long one. Just make sure you put the speaker, when you put it to your hook and loop, it's on the side of the comm system, and the longer one goes on the right side of your helmet. Just keep that in mind. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is go ahead and put the speaker Make sure that the speaker wire is pointing to the back so it's easier to tuck in to the inner liner. Make sure you guys press on that really good so it sticks to the hook and loop. All right, so the last hook and loop you're gonna install is the one for the wired mic. So when you go ahead and put the mic on the hook and loop, make sure that the harness is shooting back because you gotta tuck it in. Just like that. One last thing I forgot to mention is we have speaker pads, and these are gonna help to bring in the speakers closer into your ears for fine tuning. For me in particular, my head's kind of big. I don't need these, so I won't be using these, but just keep in mind you have these. They're also hook and loops, and they'll hook up to extend the speakers to get a little closer to your ears. So the next thing you want to do is go ahead and tuck in all your wires, and then you're going to pull down the inner liner. And I'll tuck the wires in here. And then you're going to have clips, so you just got to clip it on. There's one. There's two. All right, so the next thing is we're gonna go ahead and put our cheek pad. We're gonna start with the one on the right side of the helmet. Go ahead and put your helmet chin strap in. And usually they'll have 3 red clips or a bright color so you can find them. And go ahead and snap those into place. There's 1, 2, 3. And then you're gonna tuck this between the liner and the hard shell of the helmet, like so. So now we're gonna go ahead and put the cheek pad on the left side of the helmet. Like I was showing you guys before, you usually have 3 clips on most manufactured helmets. Go ahead and put the chin strap through the cheek pad, and we'll get 3 clicks like we did before. 1, 2, 3. Then you're gonna put this plastic piece of the cheek pad in between the liner and the hard shell. And there you go, that's it. One more thing I want to talk about is on the helmet clamp, you have this little magnet cover. Now what this is for is in the box you have 2 helmet clamps so you can have 2 different setups. And if it's sitting in the garage, you don't want this getting dust. So we have this little cover here so your USB-C doesn't get full of dust. But one thing I did earlier when I was installing it, I was trying to install it, that's not really on. On the bottom of the 60S, you have that USB-C female. And when you take this little dust cover off, you're gonna have the USB-C male, and this goes on there with the magnetic clamp.
Jumping into the layout of your unit, we have that jog dial that's glove friendly that we all know and love, the mesh intercom button at the front of the unit, the phone button right here at the back, your USB-C charging port at the back, of course your antenna. Here at the front you have your light as well as the button to turn it on. You have your dynamic LED strip that is not only customizable for looks, but it can help you see things like volume level or when mesh intercom is on. And you also have your indicator light. This is going to be very useful when you do phone pairing, intercom pairing, or even to see when you're charging it. And then at the bottom here, you have the port that plugs into your mounting base. And this not only connects the speakers and the microphone to the unit, but once it's snapped in, your unit is now waterproof. Another great new feature that comes with the 60S is that you can update it over the air, making it super easy to update your unit. So let's get into how to do that. First, you want to make sure your unit is on. Now, out of the box, it should go into phone pairing mode.
Hello. Battery level is high.
In the event that it doesn't, you can hold down the phone button until you hear phone pairing.
Phone pairing.
Once it's pairing, you can open up the Settings app on your phone and go to Bluetooth. Then you'll see 60S, and you'll click on it.
Your headset is paired. Phone connected.
Once connected, you'll hear phone connected. Now you'll go to the Sena Motorcycles app. Once the app opens, it will walk you through how to connect it. Since our device is already connected, it's going to go ahead and show everything. And here you'll see that it needs the latest version. So what you'll do is you'll click Update at the bottom, and it'll automatically start updating your firmware over the air. And the best part is you get to see the status. So here we have 1 out of 3 updates. Make sure your unit is fully charged before starting this process to ensure that it updates correctly.
Hello. Battery level is high. Phone connected.
And there you go. Your firmware is now updated. In a matter of minutes, you're ready to go. As you see on the home screen of the app, up here on this left corner, you can see that it's updated to the newest version. To turn the unit on, you're going to press and hold the jog dial and the phone button for 1 second until you're greeted with hello.
Hello. Battery level is high.
To turn the unit off, all you have to do is press the jog dial and the phone button once together to turn it off.
Battery level is high. Goodbye.
To charge your unit, you're going to find the charging port on the back end and remove the protective cover. Take your USB-C charger, one does come with your unit, and plug it into a power source and then plug it into your unit. You'll know the unit is charging because there's a little light right next to the port and it will turn red when it's charging. When it's done charging, the light will go from red to blue, and it only takes an hour and a half for a full charge. To access the configuration menu on the 60S, you're going to press and hold the jog dial button for 10 seconds until you hear configuration menu. As you're holding it down, you're going to hear intercom pairing, but keep holding until you hear configuration menu.
Intercom pairing.
Keep holding.
Configuration menu.
Once you're in the menu, you can go ahead and use the jog dial left or right to go through the different options in the menu.
Remote control pairing. Universal intercom pairing. Delete all pairings.
And then to select what you want to do, you're just going to press the phone button once. And you're good to go. On the front of the 60S is a flashlight, and to turn that on, all you have to do is press this button right here.
Flashlight on.
And you'll hear flashlight on through your headset. And then to turn it off, you just have to press it again.
Flashlight off.
And there you go. So now let's go over the dynamic LED on your 60S. So your dynamic LED is right here. And what it does is it indicates the status that your unit is in. So for instance, you're able to see your volume levels, or if you were to turn the mesh on.
Mesh intercom on.
On top of that, you can change the colors of the lights in the Sena Motorcycles app. And you're on your home screen, you're going to go to Ride Glow, and you're going to turn Ride Glow on. And then you have 12 different settings for you to choose from to pick one that fits your style and customizes your unit. Underneath your dynamic LED light, you have a status light right here, and what that will do is if you have a customized setting for your dynamic LED, this will still show the status of your unit. So for an example, when you turn on your Ride Glow and you have a fun light setting, this is still going to show the status. Like if you were to turn on Mesh Intercom.
Mesh intercom on. Open mesh. Channel 1.
Your dynamic LED goes back to its setting, but this still indicates that you're in mesh. Or for phone pairing, for instance, when we hold it, they'll both flash red and blue.
Phone pairing.
But once you've paired or canceled, it'll go back to its light setting and your status light will still show you the status of the unit. I'm going to show you how to do phone pairing manually for any reason you might need to. So to do that, you're going to press and hold the phone button until you hear phone pairing. And when you do that, it'll flash red and blue lights.
Phone pairing.
Now that it's in phone pairing mode, you're going to go to your Bluetooth section on your phone and you're going to find your unit as it pops up. There it is. Right?
Your headset is paired.
And then you'll hear your headset is paired. And the red and blue flashing lights will then turn to solid blue. It's the same process for GPS and second mobile phone pairing, but to access that you need to go to the configuration menu. So to do that, we're going to press and hold the jog dial for 10 seconds until you hear configuration menu.
Intercom pairing.
You'll hear intercom pairing, but keep holding.
Configuration menu.
Now that you're in configuration menu, you can go through the options.
Second mobile phone pairing. GPS pairing.
And when you're done, you'll just do the exact same process and you're good to go. Let's go over making and answering calls on your 60S. So when you get a call coming in, you can either answer it by pressing the jog dial or the phone button. So here we'll press the jog dial once, and we've answered the call. To hang up, you can either press the phone button once or hold down the jog dial for 2 seconds. So we'll press the phone button this time. Now, let's say you get a phone call that you don't really want to answer right now. To reject the call, all you have to do is hold the jog dial for 2 seconds. So here we go. 1, 2, and it sends them straight to voicemail. Now let's go over how to make a phone call using the speed dial. So the first thing you need to do is go into the app and set up your 3 different speed dial options. Here we have Mom and Bestie. So let's call Mom. What you're going to do is you're going to press the phone button twice and it'll take you to speed dial, and then you'll turn the jog dial clockwise to pick which one you want to do. So let's press it twice.
Speed dial.
And you'll hear speed dial. We'll find setting 1 to call mom.
Last number redial. Speed dial 1.
There's 1. We're going to press the jog dial button to call. And then to end the call, you can press the phone button. And there you go. When the 60S is paired to your phone, you can also use Siri and Google Assistant. To activate that, all you have to say is, "Hey Siri" or "Hey Google," or you can press the phone button once and it'll activate it. So here we go. You'll see it down here. "Hey Siri, call Sena."
Calling Sena.
And there you go. So now I'm going to show you how to pause, play, and switch through tracks when listening to music. So to pause and play the music, all you have to do is hold down the jog dial for 1 second. So let's pause it. Okay? And then to play it, press and hold for 1 second. And there you go. And then to swap through tracks, what you're going to do is press down the jog dial and turn to swap through tracks. And it'll make a noise when you go to the next song. So press and hold and swap to the next song. Let's skip this song. Press and hold, turn it, and to the next song you go. And that's how you navigate your music. The 60S comes with Mesh 3.0, but also has the option to connect to Mesh 2.0 via the app, so you can talk to older Mesh units. To do that, what you're going to do is open the Sena Motorcycles app and go to the settings in the top left corner. Then you're going to click Device Settings, and right here you'll see Mesh 3.0. Here you can toggle to turn it on, but to reactivate it, you need to make sure that the unit is off.
Battery level is high. Goodbye.
And then you can turn the unit back on.
Hello. Battery level is high. Phone connected.
And as it connects to the app, you'll be able to go to Device Settings, and Mesh 3.0 is ready to go. And the same thing, if you need to swap over to 2.0, you just turn it off, turn the unit off, and turn it back on again.
Battery level is high. Goodbye.
Okay?
Hello. Battery level is high. Phone connected.
And there you are. You're now on Mesh 2.0. If you need to mute your mic while in Mesh Intercom, you have 2 options. You can mute it with the device by pressing and holding the Mesh Intercom button for 1 second.
Mic off.
And it will say mic off. Or you can do it through the app. And here on the app, you just have the little mic button here in the corner. So here the mic's off. We'll press
Mic
it.
on.
You'll hear mic on, or you can press it again to turn the mic off. It's that easy. Mesh also offers the option for you to have a private channel called a group mesh that allows up to 24 participants. Now this is a group mesh that people can't just enter on their own, they have to be invited. So this is great if you're wanting to ride with the group and have a more private chat. So I'm going to show you how to do that. You have 2 ways to put your unit into group mesh. You can do it via the units or you can do it on the phones or apps. So let's go ahead and do it with the units first. First things first, all the units need to be on the same mesh, whether Mesh 2.0 or Mesh 3.0, they all need to be on the same mesh. And then they all need to be in open mesh. They don't have to be on the same channel. So as you can see here, this one's on 6 and this one's on 1, but they all need to be on in an open mesh. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to get 2 units to start the group, and you're going to press and hold the Mesh Intercom button. You're going to hear a double beep, and then you'll count to 5 seconds. So I'll do that now with this one. This will enter mesh grouping. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Mesh grouping.
Okay, so you'll do it with both units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Mesh grouping. Group mesh.
So then once they're both in mesh grouping, they're going to seek each other out and create that group mesh like they did here. And then to add the next unit, all you have to do is hold that unit down for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Mesh grouping.
And it'll be seeking out those
Group
groups.
mesh.
Once they're all connected, you'll be able to chat. Now, if you want to leave the group mesh and go to regular mesh intercom and come back, all you have to do is press and hold the mesh button for 3 seconds and it'll take you from group mesh to open mesh. So to do that, all you have to do, hold this for 3 seconds after the double beep. 1, 2, 3.
Open mesh. Channel 1.
And it will let you know where you're at. You'll be in open mesh and it'll say the channel. And then if you want to join back in the group, you just press and hold for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3.
Group mesh.
And you're back in the group mesh. So let's go ahead and reset mesh. What that'll do is it'll get rid of the group and then we'll join the group again via the phones. So to reset mesh via your unit, you just need to press and hold the mesh button until you hear reset mesh. It's about 8 seconds after the double beep.
Reset mesh.
And the mesh
Open
is reset.
mesh. Channel 1.
When you reset the mesh, what it's going to do is it's going to put you back into open mesh, and then it's going to put you back on channel 1. So it completely resets the whole process.
Reset mesh. Open mesh. Channel 1. Reset mesh. Open mesh. Channel 1.
Now, instead of doing it from your unit, let's say you want to start the mesh group before you go on your ride, you can go ahead and do that on your smartphone. I find this to be a lot easier, so I definitely recommend doing it this way if you have the option. Again, make sure all of your units are on either Mesh 2.0 or Mesh 3.0. They have to be on the same mesh. They don't have to be the same channels, but they have to be all in Mesh 2.0 or all in Mesh 3.0. Then, what you're going to do from your app is once you have it open, you go to Mesh Intercom and you just press grouping
Mesh
on
grouping.
the app.
Mesh grouping. Group mesh.
And they'll go ahead and seek each other and join. And then to add another person, you can do the exact same thing on the app. I'm going to do it on the unit here just so you can see it firsthand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Mesh grouping.
And there it is seeking it out.
Group mesh.
And it joined. Then, if you want to go ahead and leave your group and reset the mesh altogether, instead of having to press and hold the button for 8 seconds, you can also just click reset on the app.
Reset mesh. Open mesh.
Reset mesh. Open mesh.
And that's how you navigate mesh grouping. Another neat feature about mesh is that it offers the mesh reach out. And what that does is it sends out a signal to somebody that's riding and has their mesh off, telling them to turn it on. So let's say you're on a ride and you see your buddy driving by, but they're not on the mesh channel. You're able to send out a signal inviting them to join open mesh. So let's go over how to do that. The first thing you need to make sure is that it's turned on in the motorcycle app. Both the sender and the receiver have to have it on for it to work. So to do that, in the app, you'll go to Settings, Device Settings, Mesh Reach Out, and you'll go ahead and toggle that on. Then, so this is connected with this unit, this phone, and currently mesh is not on for this unit, while this unit is already in open mesh. So to send out a signal, you just need to press the mesh button 3 times in a row, and you'll hear it say that it's sending out a signal, and the receiver will hear the invitation. So, 1, 2, 3.
Mesh reach out request.
Mesh reach out request. And then this one here says Mesh Intercom requested. Then to accept it, all you need to do is turn on mesh by pressing the mesh button.
Mesh intercom on.
And you have joined. So let's get into Bluetooth intercom pairing. My favorite way to pair a Bluetooth device with another Bluetooth device is the smart intercom pairing. So I'm going to show you how to do that first. What you'll need is you will need the Sena Motorcycles app, and it needs to be paired to your intercom. So here we have this one paired to the iPad, and we have this one paired to my phone. So then what you need to do is open up the app, and in the top right corner, you'll see the volume button, a little square with a line in between it, and the settings. Go ahead and click that square with the line in between it, and it's going to show a QR code and open up the camera. So here I have it on the phone. I'm going to scan it with the QR code, and it's going to bring up this unit right here, and I'm just going to go ahead and click Save. This is going to save it to your pairings list. Then you click Pairings List, and click the unit, and boom, you're already connected and ready to go. And you can have up to 3 people in your pairings list for you to conveniently go ahead and pair. You'll know they're paired because they will synchronize lights, and you will also hear them say intercom paired. Now let's jump into Bluetooth intercom pairing by pairing them through the units. So all you need to do is press and hold the jog dial on both units until they enter intercom pairing mode, and you'll know because they'll flash lights and they'll say intercom pairing. And then once you do that, they'll go ahead and seek each other out and they'll pair. So let's put them in intercom pairing mode. There you go.
Intercom pairing.
So now they're going to seek each other out. And once they seek each other out, they're going to go ahead and pair. And you'll know that they'll pair because it'll go from that flashing light to the blue lights. With Bluetooth intercom, there's 2 types of pairing. You have 2-way Bluetooth intercom and 4-way Bluetooth intercom. So let's go over 2-way Bluetooth intercom now. 2-way Bluetooth intercom means one unit can talk to up to 4 different units on its own. So to start with that, what you're going to do is you're going to connect each unit individually to the main unit. I went ahead and already connected these 2, but I'm going to show you the process to connect one more. And as you can see on here, you'll be able to see as they add on that they move down and they're all paired. So let's go ahead and pair them.
Intercom pairing.
Okay, now that they're all connected here, you can see them on the pairing list. A is already connected to Gabe. Now, let's say A, want to talk to Alex. Then what I'm going to do is unconnect from Gabe and press twice to connect to Alex, who's in 2. And as you can see, they're connected. Now, if I want to talk to Tim, then I have to disconnect from Alex, who's number 2, 1, 2, and press 3 times to talk to Tim. 1, 2, 3. Now, the reason you have to disconnect is because if you go ahead and you try and talk to Alex without disconnecting from Tim, it connects all 3 of you. So keep that in mind. If you want to talk to one person individually, you have to disconnect from one person to connect to the other. Another fun thing, so let's go ahead and disconnect. Now you're not connected to anybody. Let's say you directly want to talk to Alex. Since he's number 2, you just press 2 twice. Now, you can't connect 3 at a time. You can only connect 2 at a time, making it 3-way intercom. But this is just 2-way intercom. So this is how you connect me, A, to talk to Gabe, Alex, and Tim. Now that we've gone over 2-way intercom pairing, let's go over 4-way intercom pairing. So the difference between that is with 2-way intercom pairing, A talk to B and A talk to C and so on, versus this means all the units will be able to talk together. But they connect differently because they connect in a daisy chain. So that means A needs to connect to B, B to C, C to D, and then back to the front. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is pair A with B. And to do that, you just press and hold the center jog dial until you hear intercom pairing, and then they will seek each other out.
Intercom pairing.
Intercom pairing. And they've paired, and you can tell by the flashing blue light. So now that we have A to B, we need to connect B to C. So again, press and hold until you hear intercom pairing. Okay. And then they will seek each other out, as you just saw. And so now that B and C are connected, we need to do C to D. So again, press and hold intercom pairing.
Intercom pairing.
And there you go, they're connected. Now, you now need to add B back and then A back. So as these 2 are connected, all you have to do to add B back is press the center button once. And how you know they're all connected is they'll all light up blue like that. And now, just to include A, you do the same thing, press the jog dial once. And there you go, you are 4-way Bluetooth intercom connected, every unit can talk to each other, and you're ready to go. Another cool feature about the 60S is that it has Intercom Gateway, and what that does is it makes a bridge from mesh to Bluetooth so that all 3 are able to communicate. This is ideal if you have a group of riders and most of them have mesh and maybe 1 or 2 have Bluetooth. You're able to add them to the mesh network so you're all able to communicate. So let's go on with how to do that. The first thing we're going to do is connect this unit and this unit via Bluetooth intercom. So to do that, you're going to press and hold until you hear intercom pairing, and then they'll seek each other out.
Intercom pairing.
Okay, now that they're paired, we're going to turn these 2 units into mesh intercom by pressing the mesh intercom button. Make sure they're on the same channel, so these will be on channel 1.
Mesh intercom on. Open mesh. Channel 1. Mesh intercom on. Open mesh. Channel 1.
Okay, so now that they're all 3 on, you're able to communicate with each other easily. Hello? Hello? Perfect. The unit also offers universal intercom pairing. This is a great option if one of your buddies who rides has a pair of Bluetooth headphones that they listen to, or maybe they have a different Bluetooth intercom from Sena. This will help them connect via Bluetooth. So let's go ahead and get into how to do that. Once the unit is on, you're going to go ahead and go to the configuration menu, and then you're going to click universal intercom. So to do that, you're going to press and hold the jog dial for 10 seconds until you hear configuration menu.
Intercom pairing.
You're going to hear intercom pairing, but still hold until you hear configuration menu.
Configuration menu.
Okay. Then you're going to turn the jog dial until you hear universal intercom pairing.
Universal intercom pairing.
And then you're going to take your unit and put it into Bluetooth pairing mode. We're now connected, so to show you, hello, 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 hello. There you go, you're ready to ride. The 60S offers the option for you to listen to the FM radio if you want to, so let's go ahead and jump in on how to do that. So you can just turn on the FM radio via the app, but if you're riding and you want to turn it on via your unit, you just press and hold the phone button for 1 second to turn on the FM radio. So let's do that. 1.
FM on 99.5
We'll turn that down just a little. Now to go through channels, you're just going to press and hold the jog dial and turn, and you'll be able to go through the channels.
98.7. 97.9.
Okay, so let's jump into presets. You can preset your favorite channels so that you're easily accessing them while riding. And to do that, you're going to do that through the app. So to preset them, you'll just click presets. You'll click the number and you'll pick the station. And then to access them via your unit, you're going to press and hold the jog dial until you hear selection mode. And then you're going to choose which channel you want to listen to. So let's do that.
Station selection mode.
Okay.
1. 93.3. 2. 98.7. 3. 96.3. 4. 99.5.
Okay, and then to exit the selection mode, you're just going to press and hold the jog dial for 1 second.
Exit.
And you're ready to ride. That's how you navigate the FM radio. The 60S also offers multi-language voice commands with up to 8 different languages for you to choose from, and you can pick the languages within the Sena app. It has been improved to be able to detect your voice better to be able to see what you're trying to say. So to turn it on, all you have to do is say, "Hey Sena," and you'll know it's on after you hear a beep. So for example, "Hey Sena, mesh on."
Mesh intercom on. Open mesh. Channel 1.
"Hey Sena, mesh off."
Mesh intercom off.
And that's how you use voice commands. If your unit is not responding, you're able to do a fault reset, and what that will do is bring it back to normal functionality. So to do that, first make sure that it's not plugged into the USB-C, and then you're going to press and hold the jog dial and the phone button for 10 seconds. What it will do is turn the unit off, but keep holding until it starts the unit back up again. So let's go ahead and do that.
Battery level is high. Goodbye.
So keep holding for 10 seconds. Again, it will restart the unit.
Hello. Battery level is high. Phone pairing. Press any button to cancel.
So now that it's been fault reset, you're able to reuse the unit and have normal functionality. And the best part about this is that it doesn't get rid of any of your settings. So you don't have to worry about repairing your phone or anything like that. Let's start with the removal of these faceplates. There are 2 faceplates on the unit. So you have the main faceplate right here, and then you have the jog dial faceplate. And I want to say to make sure to be careful when you remove it, just to ensure safe installation and removal. So to remove the top faceplate, first you're going to put your thumb on the jog dial, and you're going to use your fingers on the slimmer end, and you're going to push with the jog dial and pull with the fingers until you see it click off. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take your thumb or your fingers, and you're going to push in the middle here for the plate to pop off. Now let's jump into the jog dial. To pop off the jog dial, you're first going to turn and look for a little notch right here. Then what you're going to do is push down with your thumb and pull up with your fingers. Now, it may just pop up on the first go, or you may have to turn the jog dial and pop it up again to pull the whole thing off. And that's how you remove the faceplates on the 60S. To install the front faceplate, you're first going to take the bottom. You can see that little part right there. You're going to take it and you're going to slide it into that opening right there. And then you're going to push and click the top into place. There should be 3 clicks. So 1, 2, 3. To put on the jog dial faceplate, you're going to turn and find that little notch again. You're going to find the notch on your faceplate, line it up, and push right on. And that's how you remove and install the faceplates on the 60S. And for a few tips, make sure that the antenna is already up so you're able to get behind it, as well as when you're removing this front faceplate, don't pull from either side. Make sure to always push in the middle for safe removal. And it's easy as that. Thanks so much for watching, and I can't wait to catch you next time.
Connected.